Hi, welcome to MICR 130 online at Leeward Community College. This class is taught by myself, Dr. K, or by this other guy here, Dr. Neupane. This short video is intended to show you how we set up our class such that to maximize your learning experience during this semester of learning microbiology. So, without waiting, let's get started. Alright, to start, you got to, of course, find your class. The easiest way to do that is up over here are going to be your various semesters that you have classes for. Whoops. And so we are find your appropriate semester, or if you have your classes pinned, and so if you had a little pin, then from all your previous semesters, it'll just end up in this pinned over here. And so whatever you do, however you want to organize, you can also go up here and find your classes, right? But just click on the appropriate class for the appropriate semester, whenever it is that you're watching this, and then this is what your class is going to look like. And so this is student view, so this looks exactly the way you should see it, hopefully. Now, the best place to get started, if you have not yet used Lamaku, is, and certainly for our class, is this thing here called Getting Started. And so Getting Started will show you how to orient yourself, including this video that you are watching currently. So if you are watching this video, you can ignore this video because you are currently watching it. Syllabus is right over here, and so definitely read the syllabus. There are some important things that are in the syllabus that you should know about, right? So make sure you read that syllabus. Learn about me a little bit. The textbook is important. We are using an open access free textbook, so you can click here, that'll get you to the book, but also watch this video because it shows you not only how to navigate your way through the textbook, but also how to link the textbook content with the lectures that you're watching, okay? And so sometimes people don't know exactly how to do that. This video will show you, okay? And that's what this whole orientation is for. There are some useful tools, how to manage your notifications, how to email, change profile pictures. So these things are here for a reason. Just kind of make your way through and just set yourself up for success. Even if you've used Lamaku before, it's always helpful to see these videos because you might learn something that you didn't know before, right? And that's always the idea here. And then if you have some serious issues, tech issues, the UH help desk is amazing. Right, so they usually turn around emails very quickly. You can certainly call them, and then they will. You can speak to a real life person, right? And they're always been very helpful. Always good about fixing technical issues. If it's a course specific question, then certainly you can email me, or better yet, put it in the discussions, and I'll show you how to do that later. And then if you have any specific questions about you, definitely email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Usually quickly, but not always. And then when you're done, now you can make your way through the class, right? And so our class is broken up into 12 modules. Each exam covers the content from the 3 previous modules. So exam 1, modules 1, 2, and 3. Exam 2, modules 4, 5, and 6, etc., etc., etc. And you'll notice the dates on here that are the beginning and end of each module. Now, our modules run Saturday to Sunday. And that's not a 2-day module, it's an 8-day, so, right? So it's Saturday of one week and then Sunday of the following week, and so there's always a little bit of an overlap, with the exception being our first module, because of roster turnover and things like that. This one runs close to 2 weeks, and so don't be fooled into the slow pacing of module 1. It will be a weekly schedule moving forward for module number 2. So when you click on the module, you'll see the general things you're supposed to do, and for most of our modules, it'll be the same thing. You got some lecture, you should watch and read the lecture video and notes, and then there's going to be a discussion and a quiz. Generally, for each module, that's kind of how it goes, with certain things coming later. Now, here are the lecture notes. Oops, I already opened up over here. So here are the lecture notes, and so when you look at the notes, people do these things differently. Some just read it. They're kind of intended for you to fill in as you are watching the video. Gives you something to do. Certainly helps with kinesthetic memory. Don't ask to share. I'm not going to give you that permission. If you want a copy, just go to download, and you can download a doc, a PDF, whatever you want. Okay, and again, everyone works through these lectures differently. It's however is your preference, whatever feels good for you. The lecture slides are over here, and these are the lecture slides that you're going to see in the video, but definitely watch the video, right? And so there should be a link to the video here, or I think this is the direct link to the YouTubes. And so just watch the lecture video. It's nice, you can pause, rewind, however you want. If you miss something, just go ahead and rewind it as you're writing. But definitely watch the videos. Some people I know learn anecdotally later is that they just read the lecture slides thinking that's enough, but it usually isn't, right? And so make sure that you watch the video, because in the video we describe way more than just what's on the slides, right? And so adds extra context to the lectures that are provided, right? And so watch it. Now they are long because they are essentially a whole module in one lecture video, and so throughout the video I frequently remind you to pause and take a break. And when I ask you to pause and take a break, you should do that. And it's okay to pause for the day and pick it up the next day, right? Because in a real life class, you would only get that part of the lecture before you move on to the next lecture the next day, right? And so don't overwhelm yourself by sitting through an hour and a half to 2 hour videos. Some people complain, oh my goodness, this thing is an hour and a half. Yeah, it's a week full of lectures. Take a break every now and then. It's okay. Get used to that process, right? Small, manageable chunks is how I like it. Not save everything for one day and just do it all in a day. Powering through is usually not a good idea. And then when you're done, why did I go here? You have a discussion. Every module has a discussion. Just click on that. Follow the directions for the discussion. These discussions are usually self-exploratory. Sometimes personal development, sometimes just kind of getting to know yourself, making your way through a class, reflective based. And then there's going to be a quiz, and there's a start and end date for each quiz. Now each quiz, you get 3 attempts. I only keep the highest score. It's out of 40, right? However, even if you do well on the first quiz attempt, make sure you take all 3 attempts, because the quiz questions come from a pool of questions randomly drawn. And then for the exams, the questions for the exams come from the same pool, right? And so the more quiz 1 questions that you see, the more will help you for exam 1, right? And so if you do really well on your first quiz attempt, great. That means your second and third attempts, which you need to do, you don't have to be so diligent about it, right? But if you don't do so well, that's okay. You get 3 attempts. Okay, now when you review your quizzes, you're going to see the correct answers for the ones that you got correct, but for the ones you got incorrect, you will not be shown the correct answer, and so it's your job to fill in the blanks yourself, find the correct answers for those questions, right? And so that's all part of our process, our cycle of taking quizzes, reviewing, fixing, etc., 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 right? But again, take all 3 quiz attempts. And if you have any issues, go to the discussion board, right? And so a couple things, you're often going to see like all these things. I don't know why, by the way, you can see 2. You should only be able to see 1 right now, but over time you're going to start to see them all. So sometimes what I do is I'll collapse this forum, and it just gives you a summary. And so if there's 0 unread posts, you don't need to go and look in here, because there are 0 unread posts. And then if you see some sort of post here, then you can just expand the forum and you can actually see the various things, right? And so this is the one where your discussion assignments are going to be. This is the one where you have any questions about the class or about quiz content, which I'll show you. And there'll be a third one that opens up eventually when the discussion, the disease profile happens, right? But over here, if you have any questions about the class that are like general questions, like for example, let's say you can't find the syllabus. You're like, where is the syllabus? I can't find it. And just like write that in there and then post that. And then if you see someone asking where the syllabus is, say, hey, go to content, getting started. You'll see the link to the syllabus. Provide that answer, right? And then that really helps everybody learn together, right? But even more powerfully is if you have a quiz question. Oops, you can ignore that sound. If you have a quiz question and you don't know how to find, or you don't know the answer, you can say, hey, there's this question about something, post the question, share it. Here, share the choices. This is the choice that I chose. Can someone help me find the correct answer? And again, if you see someone posting that and you know the answer, or even if you don't know the answer, but you can figure out the answer based on your own knowledge and your own studies, share it, reply, right? Because peer-to-peer learning is the best way to learn and just get better together. And so that's what we want to do. Just learn how to learn how to find resources, learn how to get better together. Okay, I think this video is going on long enough, right? So we will cut it here. I believe I've covered Let's leave. I believe I covered the major elements. Eventually, we're going to hit a disease profile assignment. When that comes, some new links will open up in some of these modules. And then I will probably provide a video at that time just kind of showing you how to do that part of the project, because it gets a little confusing at times. But until then, don't worry about it. Make sure, A, set your schedule, find a pattern, know what you're going to do from a week-to-week basis, and not even just for this class, for all your classes, because every class is going to have its own little nuance, and just set yourself up for success. It's easy to fall behind. It's hard to catch up. And so don't think that, oh, I just took a week off, I just need a week to get caught up, right? Everything still keeps going. So, slacking off for a week often means 2 to 3 weeks of catch up while things are still happening, right? And so get started, read the syllabus. If you have any questions, post them on the discussions. Otherwise, let's learn some microbiology.